already done a video on how you can clean a beauty blender at home and also how to prepare a DIY beauty blender and brush cleaner. I will link the video in the description bar or at the end of the video on the screen. So if you like, you can check it out as well. Hi friends, welcome to BeautyInfinite. So today I'm going to go ahead and do a really important video, and also this is a much requested video, and yes, I have been trying to shoot this video for a really long time, but because of the heat some way or other it has been getting delayed. But today I've made my mind that I'm going to sit and shoot this no matter how much hot it is, no matter how much cooked up I get, like a sandwich. Yes, so let me just keep all those rambling aside. So today I'm going to go ahead and share a video on my top 5 affordable beauty blender from the Indian market within a price range of 350 rupees to 400 rupees, not a single penny more than that. Yes, you have heard me correctly. These beauty blenders are super amazing and also really nice in terms of application. And if you want to know how this beauty blenders works and what are these beauty blenders, then please keep on watching. The very first beauty blender I'm going to talk about is a dupe for my favorite Real Technique beauty blender. I'm not going to be including the Real Technique one in this list because everyone knows about it and it is not a product within 500 rupees, but definitely it is one of my favorite beauty blender since all of this product are priced within rupees 500. So yes, I'm going to talk about the dupe for the Real Technique beauty blender, and that will be the Pune Store beauty blender. Now Pune Store beauty blender looks exactly the same like the Real Technique one. You can hardly make any difference until and unless you look into it quite crucially and deeply. Yes, the very first difference which you can find between both the product is that the Real Technique one is a bit more broad or thick in the mid section of the sponge, while the Pune Store one is a bit more elongated and slimmer. That what I felt is a most obvious difference in terms of the size. The second difference is that the Pune Store one definitely has a bit of a bigger pores compared to the Real Technique, and it is also a bit more softer than the Real Technique. But yes, both of them work equally well. Both of them does use a bit more of the product because of the porosity, but if I talk about the way they blend the product into your skin, and then it is really beautiful. If you are someone who wish to invest on a Real Technique beauty blender but do not want to because you feel it is too pricey, then you can definitely go for Pune Store because I feel it is the next best option for a beauty blender. And beauty blender I'm going to talk about belongs to the brand Pack, and I'm talking about the Pack beauty blender, which is like in a teardrop shape in pink, and the price of this beauty blender is around rupees 450. This is neither a too big beauty blender, neither a small beauty blender, somewhere in between. So I feel it is a perfect size because once you just wet the sponge, this will grow bigger, not extremely but to a decent size, which is perfect for blending in foundation or concealer. Now the difference between the Real Technique and the Pack and the Pune Store is that the porosity of the Pack beauty blender is much lesser, so it do not require a huge amount of product like the Real Technique or the Pune Store does, because since it has smaller pores, it do not absorb a lot of product. But because of the same reason, it also takes a bit of time to buff the product into your skin. A lot of people say that it is an exact dupe for the actual or original beauty blender, but I cannot really say it because I have not used the original beauty blender, so I cannot compare that. But if I compare the function in terms of the Real Technique, I love Real Technique more, probably because of the fact I feel that it takes lesser time. But if I talk about the Pack, it does take a bit more time. But if I talk about the final finish, that how the beauty blender works, definitely it is an equally good beauty blender to try out. If you want to try the original beauty blender but do not want to invest so much, you can definitely go for the Pack one because I feel this is an amazing teardrop shaped beauty blender, and the blender is also really squishy and soft. So yes, it is easier for you to just buff the foundation and it will just bounce on your face, providing you the flawless finish you are looking for. Plastic power of the Pune Store and the Pack one is also really amazing because probably the Pack one and the Pune Store are some of the oldest beauty blender I have, which is like more than 3 months old, but still they're almost new and they work perfectly without any sort of problem. The third beauty blender I'm going to talk about is from the brand Lux, and I came across this beauty blenders I think few months back, 1 or 2 months back, and I bought this beautiful beauty blender. Now I really love this contour shaped beauty blenders because I feel that the flat surface is very easy to buff product. I think the Lux Beauty Blender is probably one of the best and affordable beauty blender I came across till date. The price of the beauty blender is around rupees 350, and once you wet the beauty sponge, it just get into a really big size. It is really soft and squishy, and yes, again the porosity is not extremely huge like the Real Technique or Pune Store, but again not extremely small like the pack one. It is really balanced. I think I really love the Lux Beauty Blender. When I purchased it for the first time, I was not sure how it is gonna work, but you guys have seen me using it in few of my videos, and I really love the way it works on my skin. Especially the pointy side is perfect to blend in concealer, because it works well in blending just precise areas like the corner of the eyes or nose or mouth, and it gives you the beautiful finish you are looking for. You can buy this beauty blender from Amazon.in. I'm going to provide the link of the products in the description bar, so if you like, you can click on the link and check them out. Next beauty blender I'm going to talk about belongs to the brand MeOn, and this is a really affordable beauty blender, and the price of the blender is around rupees 170. Now I purchased a beauty blender from Look Gorgeous by Vertica, and it is in the teardrop shape, as you can see. Now this is a beauty blender which I really like. When it is wet, it gives you the perfect and beautiful finish you are looking for, which I really love. I really do not like the beauty blender much when it is dry, because it is a bit hard when it is dry, I feel, but when it is wet, it just blends in perfectly. And a beauty blender which is priced within 170, and you cannot really expect more than that. So within a 170 rupees, I think this is a really good beauty blender to try in. And again, the porosity of the beauty blender is not huge, so it do not absorbs a hell lot of product which could give you a much more higher coverage compared to the other beauty blenders, because much easily, because of the hardness, because it will not bounce. You can just press the product onto your skin with this the foundation, and it will just set and blend well into your skin, giving you a flawless finish. The blender I'm going to talk about is from the brand Babila, and I bought the beauty blender from Ray and Sahu. You can also find it in Amazon, and priced at rupees 80. This beauty blender also grows into a size, but the size is not enormous, but something which is quite good. The sponge is really squishy. I feel that this sponge is much softer than the MeOn one. The MeOn one is a bit more hard, as I told you already. This one is very squishy. I like the sponge especially when it is dry, because I feel that when the sponge is wet, it works okay. Yes, the coverage also is a bit less when you blend using this product, but when it is dry, it gives you a very beautiful coverage, especially if you work on concealer. I think this beauty blender comes in really handy. I feel that because of the pointed tip and because of the porosity, which is not quite big, it is quite good in terms of blending cream product, because I feel that using the dryer option, you can blend cream product beautifully. It was pretty much my video on top 5 beauty blenders from the Indian market within a price of 500 rupees, and I hope this video is helpful and does introduce you to some new beauty blenders which are available in the Indian market these days. If you like this video, please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, because that will really mean a lot to me. And yes, I will see you guys soon. Until next time, take care. Bye.